Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the RC Addict Make You Loco channel. Today we're going to take you down to our local indoor RC track and test out both the Traxxas Rustler 4x4 VXL and the Traxxas Mini E-Revo. If you guys remember, just recently on the channel here, we did an unboxing video for both these models, and basically after that we took them straight out of the box, threw some fresh batteries in them, and took them down to this local track, and they got beat up pretty bad. The one, my 17-year-old son was driving, and the other one, my 8-year-old son was driving, so there's a lot of crashes, lots of crazy jumps, and the track was actually pretty packed, so there's a lot of banging around going on there. So let's take a look at that, a few clips from the track, and then we'll come back, look at the models, and we'll show you what actually broke on them and what we're going to do to fix them. Little oval dirt track action. This guy needs to learn how to drive. Breaking the new ones in. The E-Revo 16 scale, he's taking everything out. And then the Traxxas Rustler 4x4 VXL. Yeah. Getting them used to the cars here. And then we'll go to the dirt track over there that has jumps in it. Over there. Live action. There it goes. Got an inexperienced driver, but he's getting around the track, getting a feel for it. Looks like he flipped it again over there. Danger. Pretty crazy here. It's supposed to only be 10 cars on the track. I think we're maxing that out right now. It's got some good jumps here. That's where they're all flipping or jumping and going the wrong direction. It's madness here right now. It's like a 16th Revo right there. Oh! These jumps gotta be fun. I need to get out there and try it out. Oh, jeez! These trucks are just nuts. The Traxxas slash trucks, they're just being a little nuts out here. Stand back, Ethan. That's a nice jump. Uh-oh. Road rash. Stand back, Ethan. See? The slash trucks are jumping like crazy. Whoa, whoa. They're taking a beating too, though. Look at them. See if we can get the Rustler around the corner here. He keeps getting stuck on stuff. Yeah, we'll see. Nice. That's a little Revo. Oh man, see? All right, let's take a look at the damage. So as you guys just saw, the track was pretty packed that day. Everybody was running really fast. It was like an open race day, open practice day. And then, of course, there was those Traxxas slash models that were just going nuts out there, hitting everything in sight and jumping the jumps at full speed, just beating the heck out of them. And they had these two guys, inexperienced drivers, kind of puttering around the track, getting used to it, and they were constantly getting in the way and getting into accidents out there. So both these models are running 3S LiPo batteries at the track, so they had some good speed to them. Now this one, of course, for my 8-year-old son, was running in training mode to get him used to the track, the narrow lanes and the curves. He's used to running in big open fields, but they both fared pretty well out there. Let's go ahead and start off with the Mini E-Revo. Now this one, actually nothing really technically broke there, and he went through 3 battery packs, just having a blast at the track there. The only thing that happened at the track, which has been happening since the late 80s, I guess, on the Traxxas models, is these plastic CV shafts, these telescoping drive shafts. They like to pop out of the steel crossbar down in there. They'll actually pop out of there in the yoke, and then they'll just kind of free spin at that point. So it's very easy temporary fix. I was able to pull it off the track, and we were able to just kind of snap it back into there and get him back on the track. And he went the rest of the day no problem. But you know, that's one of the weak spots, you know, like I said, since the late 80s in the Traxxas models, and they're all going to have that issue eventually, especially if you're beating on them as much as they were out there. So I imagine he was like kind of jumping and maybe hit a wall at full speed, you know, just kind of hitting the throttle, and then the tire dead stopped, and then it just, that's all it takes, and the thing will pop out of there. So the permanent fix for that is to get some actual steel dog bones, CV shafts like these right here. I'm using the ones from Hot Racing. We're gonna install those. They're pretty simple. Otherwise, they're just kind of bolt on. But the cups, you need to open up the rear differential on there and install these cups and pin them to get them in there. But otherwise, at the track that day, nothing else broke on here. I mean, no problems at all. 3 battery packs, inexperienced driver, tight track, lots of guys there, and nothing else broke. A few days later, a week later, he was driving this one, you know, full speed. Once again, I have not had a chance to get the T-Bone Racing front bumpers, which are essential on any model. And guess what? He was driving along. We had some 8th scale and 5th scale cars out in the field, and he hit them, boom, pretty darn hard with his right front wheel here, and he broke the upper A-arm on here. It's just going to happen, especially if you're going full speed and they hit a 5th scale or 8th scale car. It's not going to move. It's like hitting a brick wall. So this, of course, broke, but I don't see anything else on here that broke. So, of course, whenever your control arms break, whenever they break on any model, not just Traxxas models, you replace them with RPM brand arms on there. I've never had one of these break yet once I replace them with the RPM arms on here. They're really tough. It's different kind of plastic. They're much thicker. And, of course, these are better than aluminum because they flex instead of just cracking like aluminum does. So between the shaft and the arms, that's all we have to do to this one, and it'll be good for a long, long time. You can keep on running and not worry about it. Like I said, the rest of the suspension on here is all inboard, so it's going to last a long time with very little problems. And then, of course, through the bottom side, everything just kind of skims along on here, and you'll be good to go. Now, the Rustler was good to go at the track also. Nothing happened at the track except we lost the lower cup retainer right here. It popped out on the track, and of course this whole side just slouched down on that one side there because the spacers from the factory was, I believe, this one right here, just this thin one right here. And there's way too much slop in the spring on here, so that allowed the lower cup to kind of pop up and pop out because there was no constant spring pressure holding the lower and upper part in place. So all I had to do was find that cup, and I put these spacers in there to get it going down the road. And of course, it's fine after that. So that was all that happened at the track. Now, a few week later or so, we were out driving around. No problems with the CV shafts or anything on here. But the other common problem with all these models, even like the Slash, the Stampede, all these ones, is when they're jumping out there, the lower suspension, the suspension on here droops a lot. So when it does that, and it's relying on the shock and the shaft in the shock to actually hold it from dropping down this far compared to this side. So when you're doing that, you're jumping around out there, the first thing that's gonna pop on there is the upper shock cap on here is gonna pop from the shock body itself. You can see the threads are not damaged, it's all plastic in here too, and you can screw back together and finish your day out. But the permanent fix for something like that is to upgrade the shocks, and you really don't need to go anything more than this right here. I think there's a shock out there called the Ultimate Shock or something like that. Some other ones, different brands out there, but this is all you really need. These are the Traxxas GTR shocks, which has the titanium nitride coating. The springs has a different lower cup on there. You see it can allow water and muck to pass through. And then, of course, it has the aluminum body on there. Improved seals, all that good stuff. It does have a plastic cap on here, too. But these ones are much beefier, and they screw onto an actual metal shock body, so you won't have that issue with them popping off like that. So these ones are just takeoffs. You buy them on eBay. The guys, they buy brand new models, they take everything off, and then they sell them all individually and part them out, basically. That's the place to get them. So these ones are off of a Traxxas Slash. I believe the Ultimate and Platinum models has these standard now. So just takeoffs from there, pre-built, oiled, springs, everything ready to go, and they bolt right on. There's long ones for the back and short ones for the front, and they all come in the package. So that's the fix for that. But otherwise, this one, again, they're great, tough models, and you know, as long as you don't beat the snot out of them, you're gonna have very minor problems like this. You know, the CV shafts, the plastic telescoping shafts, that's like a guaranteed upgrade on any of these models. Same thing with the shocks. It's gonna happen on any of these things. Like I said, the Stampede and the other models, the Slash, all those other models that has the same exact setup like this, you're gonna have to replace those shocks eventually because the caps are gonna pop off, guaranteed. Unless you're just driving around on road. If you're having fun with these things, stuff like that's gonna pop off. So, but that's all that happened on these models. You know, most of this happened after, but otherwise it was very, very minor problems at the track. So I just want to give an update on that to kind of give some closure to that, because I know I alluded to that in each one of the unboxing videos for these two models, and I wanted to show you guys exactly what happened there at the track.